Hey everyone, Duke Nuke 3D here with another historically informative type of video, because this video is proof that even I can make mistakes in my past reviews, and today we're going to be covering how to identify the various types of artificial rubber used in the production of various American masks. Now, for those of you who watch my videos and have learned about the history of World War II era masks in the US, it is no stranger to you, more than likely, that by at least 1942, 1943, natural rubber shortages in the US were prevalent due to Japan occupying nations such as Burma, French Indochina, and just various regions of the Southeast Asia and the Pacific that would cut off 9 out of 10% of America's natural rubber supply, and so there obviously was a natural rubber shortage by that time. We were looking into various options as to how to procure gas masks from artificial rubbers, and this setback actually halted the production of the M3 10A16 lightweight service mask for a considerable period, and they did not get mass produced until 1944. And throughout that period, you had a lot of masks such as the M4 10A16 lightweight service, where we were basically rehashing all of our older standard service masks from the late 30s, early 40s into more standardized layouts. And this is a field in which I'd actually made a few mistakes, whereas I've referred to masks as being made out of neoprene and such, but there are actually specific markings on how to identify neoprene masks and styrene butadiene masks, so on and so forth, because not all U.S. artificial rubber masks from the World War II period were made out of neoprene, and as such, some post-war masks were also made out of neoprene and other such materials, but let's get into that in a moment. So, let's start off with this M4 10A16 lightweight service, which again are made from recycled M2A2 heavyweight service mask face pieces with the addition of an internal oral nasal cup, and the M2 hose has been shortened and cut off to about 18 inches to conform to the M3 hose standards. And I may have mentioned in my review of this mask that this mask has a nose cup which is made out of high car, and that is entirely infactual. As far as I know, as far as I've researched, high car was not an available rubber that they had during World War II, or at least I found no evidence to prove such. And so this nose cup here, despite looking like high car, having the trademark blue, like bluish black tinge to it, and just having a similar thickness and texture to it, it is not high car, because inside the nose cup, and I doubt the camera will be able to pick this up, I'll try and invert the nose cup as best as I can, but as you can see right about there, there's a little stamp that says GRM. GR is a stamp that means government rubber, and the M is used to refer to neoprene. There was a whole series of stamps that the US introduced during their procurement program for artificial rubbers that would refer to government rubber and then the type of artificial rubber that would be used therein. So in this case, if you have a mask that is stamped GRM anywhere on the inside, such as on the nose cup, on the inside of the face blank, usually in the nose pouch or between the eyepieces, if it says GRM, then it is a neoprene mask. Another thing I want to cover is this M2 optical face piece I have here, this M2 10A16 lightweight optical mask, which is the first one that I ever owned and was used in the restoration of older masks or bests, M2 10.6 wartime variant. And I've made an erroneous claim that the post-war M2 10A16s are made out of a natural rubber or a natural rubber blend, because upon learning this fact about the GRM stamp, looking on the interior here, because again, this rubber is so flexible it even fooled me, but apparently we were experimenting with a shit ton of different types of neoprene blends, and right between the lenses on that, you probably will not be able to see that on camera, but there is a very, very tiny GRM stamp right there, right underneath my thumb. So that proves that even post-war, the M2 optical series masks were continued to be made out of neoprene. And the only reason I didn't bring out my Firestone M2 10A16 is because that one seems to lack a GRM stamp, but the texture and feel of the rubber on that example is identical to most wartime neoprene, so I would not put it past it to say that all M2 optical masks are made out of neoprene. Moving on to this Navy Diaphragm Mark V here, where I have also erroneously credited these as to being made out of neoprene and said that that is why they're all stiff nowadays. And that's not the case, because obviously we can have neoprene masks, and quite commonly they're still flexible and malleable and just able to be positioned without feeling rock hard and stiff. So as we look on the chin piece of this mask, I may have mentioned this in my Mark IV review, you can see a stamp right there. It says GRS. GRS stands for Government Rubber Styrene. So this mask is not made out of neoprene. It is made out of styrene butadiene rubber, or SBR rubber. So the thing is, why these are always stiff is because when SBR rubber ages, it does not get soft and gummy like natural rubber, or it doesn't dry rot like rubber, natural rubber, or neoprene. What it does is it will get insanely rock hard. And there's only a couple areas on the hose, like right here where it's slightly soft, but everywhere else is extremely stiff and very hard to pry around, and I'm a bit worried that it's going to eventually tear. I don't think it will, because it, again, seems very stiff. But anyways, the point is that if you have a mask that's stamped GRS anywhere, then that means it's made out of styrene butadiene rubber instead of neoprene or natural rubber latex. And the thing is about natural rubber masks, such as the, going back to the M4 here, these will not be stamped with an indicating mark anywhere identifying their rubber type. Because these are natural rubber, there is no need to specify which type of rubber it's made out of. However, there will usually be a manufacturer's blend, like see here, M14C1, and I am more than confident to state that that is the specific blend of rubber used, because there were several different blends of natural rubber, Class B gray rubber or black rubber. They had a designation for each blend of rubber they used in the production of gas masks, and they usually stamped it on the facepiece somewhere. And again, I have not pulled up any documentation or found any that specifically refers to the various blends of rubber and their specific compositions, but that is a thing to note, is that while natural rubber masks in the US will not be stamped with an identifying mark for artificial rubber, that they will be stamped with a specific blend designation. So I guess that's just a thing to keep in mind, and it's just really me kind of updating and covering my tracks about masks where I've either referred to them as neoprene or high car, or, you know, without actually knowing for sure what type of artificial rubber it was made out of specifically. So that is just a little bit of informative history, just a way to identify masks made out of artificial rubber. So if you aren't sure, just be sure to look out for those specific marks. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, corrections, or concerns, or specifically any documents referring to how to differentiate or the compositions of various blends of artificial and natural rubber, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And I'm Duke Nuke 3D, and I'll see you all later.